All right, today we're talking about something huge for teachers in India, a program that's genuinely life-changing. It's the Fulbright Teaching Excellence and Achievement Program. Let's dive right in.
So let me ask you something, especially if you're a secondary school teacher. Could 6 weeks, just 6 weeks, in the US actually transform your entire teaching career? I know it sounds almost too good to be true, right? But that is exactly what this program is all about.
And you know when I say transform, I am not just throwing words around. This is a genuinely life-changing opportunity. And the numbers? Well, the numbers really tell the story.
Okay, so picture this. Each year, this program selects about 100 secondary school teachers. But here's the kicker. That's not 100 teachers from, say, just a couple of places. No. We're talking 100 teachers from around 75 different countries. So you're part of this incredible, truly global cohort of educators.
So out of that massive global group, that 100 teachers from all over the world, how many do you think are chosen from all of India? The answer is 2. Just 2. Wow. I mean, that one number right there tells you everything you need to know about how competitive and, frankly, how prestigious this opportunity is.
So, you might be wondering, what's the point of all this? Well, this whole thing is part of the legendary Fulbright program, which has been around forever, started by Senator J. William Fulbright. And its mission, it's actually pretty simple, but so powerful. It's all about promoting mutual understanding between people from the US and other countries. So if you're chosen, you're not just a teacher on a trip. You're basically an ambassador for that mission. It's a pretty big deal.
Okay, so let's say you're one of the lucky 2. You've been selected. What actually happens? What does being part of this mission really look like? Let's take a peek inside the TEA program and break down what those 6 weeks are all about.
So at its core, this is a super intensive 6-week professional development program. You'll be based at a US university. Now, you're not going to get a new degree out of this. That's not the goal. The real prize is getting a whole new toolkit, fresh perspectives on your subject, and of course, a much deeper understanding of the United States.
The whole experience is really built on 3 main pillars. Think of it like a 3-part journey. First, there are the academic seminars. This is where you'll dive deep into new teaching methods, the latest educational tech, all that good stuff. Then, and this is huge, you get a hands-on school practicum. This is where you're actually in a school, seeing it all in action. And finally, there's the cultural enrichment part, which is exactly what it sounds like. You get to really experience American life and culture.
And I really want to stress this. This is not just sitting in a lecture hall listening to theory. Nope. You'll spend more than 40 hours paired up with an American teacher right there in their classroom. We're talking real, practical, hands-on experience. The real deal.
Okay, I know, this sounds absolutely amazing, right? But now for the big question. Could this actually be you? Are you eligible? Let's get into the nitty-gritty, the details of the eligibility checklist, and you can see for yourself if this is the right fit.
All right, let's break it down. Here are the core requirements. First up, you have to be a full-time teacher, specifically for grades 6 through 12. You also need a minimum of 5 years of full-time teaching experience under your belt in one of the specific subjects they're looking for. A bachelor's degree? Yep, that's a must. And of course, you have to be a citizen and resident of India, living and working in one of the eligible states or union territories.
So let's be super clear about who this is really for. This is for practicing in the classroom teachers. That means if you're a school administrator, a full-time teacher trainer, a university professor, or a private tutor, unfortunately, this one isn't for you. But here's an interesting little detail. If you're a teacher who also happens to have an Indian PhD, you are absolutely encouraged to apply. Now, this next part is super important. It's about geography. This particular opportunity is only for teachers who are living and working in very specific states and union territories in eastern and southern India. So please, I can't stress this enough, make sure you go to the official website and check that full list to see if your location qualifies. Okay, so let's say you've gone through the list, you're checking all the boxes and you're thinking, wow, this is for me, I have to do this. So, what's next? Let's map out the whole application process so you know exactly what to do. Okay, let's talk dates. Get your calendar out. The big one, the most important date to circle, is the application deadline, March 6th, 2026. Got it? After that, things move pretty quickly. Screening and interviews happen in April. You'll find out if you made it as a finalist by September. And then the actual program in the US runs in 2 separate groups or cohorts in 2027.
And here's a crucial piece of info. Don't go looking for a paper form to print out. Paper applications are a complete no-go. Everything, and I mean everything, has to be submitted online through their official portal.
So you gotta wonder,
How in the world do they pick just 2 people from all of India? Well, it is all merit-based. They're looking for your commitment to teaching, your leadership potential, and your ideas for how you'll connect your Indian school with what you learn in the US. Oh, and here's a really great little tip. They give special priority to really strong applicants who haven't had many or any opportunities to travel to the US before, so don't let that stop you. But believe it or not, this amazing journey doesn't just stop when you get on the plane to head home. Not at all. Let's talk about all the support you get and what happens after those incredible 6 weeks are over.
Okay, this might just be the best part. The program is fully funded. And when I say fully funded, I mean they cover everything. We're talking your visa support, your round-trip airfare, your housing, your meals, all the academic fees. They even give you a daily allowance and money for your luggage. It's incredible. It means you can just focus 100% on the experience without worrying about the cost.
And it doesn't stop there. The perks just keep on coming. When you get back to India, you become part of the Fulbright Alumni Network. And as an alum, you can apply for small grants. This is money you can use for new teaching materials or to fund cool projects between your school in India and the US school you partnered with. It really is the opportunity that keeps on giving. So let's circle all the way back to where we began, with one final question for you to think about. If you were one of those 2 teachers from India, if you were chosen for this, what would you do with it? What new ideas, what new energy, what new connections would you bring back to your students? How will you bring the world back to your classroom?